Today's video is sponsored by our friends from Cute Bee. Introducing the Eye of Old God book nook. This gorgeous diorama is perfect for any book lover's home. Cute Bee is a fantastic online store that offers a wide range of products, and they're also an affiliate partner of ours. That means when you purchase through the link in the description, you're not only getting a fantastic product, but you're also helping the channel. Follow the link in the description and purchase the Eye of Old God book nook today. The jagged barbs protruding from Gargathel's pauldrons glisten with fresh spilled blood, as does the rest of his warplate. He leaves behind a trail of crimson as he stalks into his firelit chambers, his spiked gauntlets and demonic visor streaked with vitae. The stench of death emanates from him, causing Firth's guts to churn. Swiftly he falls to his knees as Gargathel approaches and averts his eyes, trying not to tremble beneath the Black Legionnaire's cold scrutiny. "My lord," he says, struggling to keep his dread from overwhelming him as he cowers before the warp-infused form of his master. Gargathel casts his gore-stained chainsword to the deck before him.
"Clean it, slave,"
he snarls through his helm's fanged vox grill. The chain blade is as long as Firth is tall, and though its teeth are stilled, it radiates a brutal lethality on par with that of its wielder. In the years since his enslavement, Firth has become well acquainted with the weapon. The livid scars crisscrossing his palms begin to throb as he wraps his hands about the chainsword's skin-bound hilt and starts dragging it towards the workbench at the far end of the chamber. There is a soft hiss of depressurizing air as Gargathel removes his helmet.
"But first, bring me something to drink. Culling rebellious slaves is thirsty work."
Firth almost drops the sword. A sudden chill grips his heart. Since the Hollow Hunter is still in the warp, Firth assumed Gargathel had been fighting his brothers in the dueling pits. Now he understands why the Legionnaire's armor is so thoroughly drenched in blood. A slave revolt. A culling. Mercera. "Are they all dead, Lord?" he asks eagerly, assuming the manner of a sycophantic thrall hungry for news.
"Most have been slain,"
Gargathel affirms, sounding bored with the whole affair.
"A few we kept alive. Their suffering will crush the spirits of other malcontents, and their deaths will serve as both an offering to the gods and as a salve for Lord Balthazar's dark mood."
Firth is barely capable of lifting the chain blade up onto the workbench, and no matter how cautiously he handles the weapon, its teeth never fail to draw his blood. This time he feels neither the pain nor the blood slicking his palms. He hurries to a cabinet to fetch his master's drink, tormenting questions whirling through his mind. Had Mercera taken part in the uprising? Was she still alive? Did anyone know about the two of them? "The Lord Balthazar, may the gods favor him, is not to be defied," he says, as he empties a bottle of plundered amasec into a goblet so large he has to bear it to Gargathel with both hands. "I hope the wretches die screaming."
"Oh, they certainly shall."
The Legionnaire takes a long draught, tilting back his head. Firth imagines plunging a knife deep into his master's throat, of how bright the blood would stand out against his mottled flesh, of how euphoric it would feel. Gargathel drains the goblet and grins down at him through a mouthful of razored teeth.
"Yes, especially that horse-faced bitch of yours. I imagine she'll scream louder than a sow being slaughtered. Then again, they all scream like gutted pigs on the sacrificial altars."
Firth staggers back from the Astartes, eyes wide. Gargathel laughs aloud at his horrified expression.
"You think I wouldn't recognize her scent after smelling it on you whenever you came slinking back after one of your little trysts? Nothing escapes my notice, slave. Nothing. Alas for your devotion. After her capture, she tried to implicate you. She told me you were the one who had planted the seeds of rebellion. She claimed you had convinced her to rise up and strike back against my brethren. However, knowing you to be a spineless, cringing dog, I had little inclination to believe her confession. Much to her dismay, she betrayed you, all in an effort to save her own pathetic skin. You mean nothing to her.
Liar! The word explodes out of Firth even as he lunges at the Legionnaire, his fists swinging. Gargathel gently backhands him, sending him spinning gracelessly to the deck, his mouth full of blood and broken teeth.
I was going to marry her!
He cries out, more to himself than to the Chaos Space Marine looming over him.
I was going to make her my wife!
He had been smiling as he walked briskly down the boardwalk towards the hostel operated by Mercera's father, the ring in his coat pocket, his hopes as high as the sun, a young man on a thriving frontier world with his whole future ahead of him. He had just passed by the chapel he was considering for the wedding when the first drop pod came hurtling down out of the sky. A month after the raid, he had encountered Mercera in the Hunter's horror-haunted corridors, and together they had found the strength needed to endure, so long as they had each other. Now he has nothing. Whether she attempted to implicate him or not, Mercera's fate is sealed. Firth gets to his feet and faces Gargathel.
It was me!
He screams the lie through shredded lips.
She spoke the truth! I instigated the rebellion!
He rips open the robes, exposing his chest and revealing the crude, yet unmistakable Imperial Aquila Mercera had carved into his flesh to seal their love pact.
I renounce you, traitor! I will serve the Black Legion no more!
With a roar, Gargathel lashes out, seizing him by the throat.
Then you shall die in agony along with your bitch upon the altar of chaos undivided.
Later, as the ritual reaches its climax and the sacrificial daggers are raised, Firth's hand finds Mercera's, and he smiles at death as their fingers entwine. Neither of them scream.